Okay, so we're going to look at some movements to help to relieve tension through our neck and down the back of the neck and also across the top of the shoulders. So this is just for reference, so if you have got any real problems with your neck or in your shoulders, it's important that you get those checked out with a qualified professional first and foremost. Or similarly, if you think you're fine when you start doing this video, if anything hurts or it provokes pain, then please stop immediately and seek advice or help. Okay, so first of all, the thing to say is sit somewhere comfortable. But if you're used to having those shoulders forwards and everything coming forwards and getting a lot of tension up through the neck and the top of the shoulders here, you might actually find it useful to place yourself against a wall. And that's just so that you can feel those shoulders opening out back towards the wall. You won't necessarily get them all the way back on, particularly if they tend to be rounded forwards, but just to get that feeling of openness, gently lengthening up through the spine. And it's also important to get the head on top of the body, and we'll talk about that a little bit in a second. So think of the back of your head, sort of the other side of your head to your nose, tending towards the wall. And again, that may feel really, really uncomfortable. It may be too far. Don't necessarily think of pressing it to the wall, but of it moving towards it. So first of all, I always think it's helpful to see whether you are actually holding your shoulders up. And we don't really know if we are. So just letting those shoulders sit back so you've got a nice flat chest. Not necessarily want a flat chest, but in terms of rather than the shoulders curving forwards there, and you can see the change in my neckline and my shoulder, actually letting them sit back towards the surface behind you. Then simply lift the shoulders up and let them relax down. So when we're doing this in classes, I always say, think about your shoulder blades melting down your back. We don't really want to be pulling them down hard because that creates tension in other muscles, but you're just letting them relax and let them rest there. So it's almost like your shoulder blades are sat into pockets in your upper back, but they're going to rest there. So let's start to do some movement with the neck first of all. And we're going to bring the chin forwards and down and then lift it back up onto the top of the body. So almost like you're peeping over a fence or a wall to look at something on the other side. And here you want to feel a stretch down the back of the neck, from the base of the skull to the top of the shoulders. Okay, so when you're doing this, you can do a good between 8 and 12 of those, depending on how you're feeling. Again, just reset and relax those shoulders. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, turn the head towards one shoulder, come back to the centre, and then go the other way. So again, if you can only get your head, say, a small way there before you start to feel tension, it's important that you move within your own range and monitor that over time. So it's not a case of forcing that chin round to the shoulder, it's just creating the movement and helping those muscles to relax and free off. So holding in the centre, we'll take a breath in as we lower the ear towards the shoulder and then bring it back up. This one I like to do all one side. Now what's common with this one when people start to do it, because as your ear comes towards the shoulder, you get a tight line as it creates a stretch down the other side of the neck. So people tend to turn their face one way or the other to try and wriggle out of the stretch. So look at something forwards, keep your face forwards. And the other thing that can happen is that shoulder comes up, again trying to avoid the stretch. So just pop the other opposite hand up and on your shoulder, just gentle pressure, you're not having to force down or anything, and then lean the ear away from that shoulder. And again, do about the same number on those, so anywhere between 8 and 12, and then we'll go to the other side. And you can probably notice that I can't go as far on this side, so this side is definitely tighter for me, and none of us are symmetrical. So just again, listen to what your body's telling you, ease into it, and use that exhale to lift your head back out of it. Now with this one as well, we didn't do it on the other side, but what you can do is just lean into the stretch and hold it there. After about 10 or so seconds, you might feel it start to ease off as you get that lovely stretch up there. So coming up to the centre. The other thing that we can get, particularly as we kind of round forward, or if you're working on a computer a lot, is the head tends to come forwards again, which puts a lot of tension into the back of the neck and into the upper back. So as you can see from that position there, it's very hard to bring my head forwards without my shoulders following round. So sit nice and tall again, open those shoulders back, and then it's almost like your chin is sat on a shelf, which you can create with your hand. You're going to slide the chin on and then draw it back and off. Slide it forwards, breathe out, draw it back. So with this one, it's almost like you want to create your best double chin. So chin comes forwards, draw it back. So there's no up or downward movement of the head. It's purely forwards and back. Now just watch with this one that you're not moving through the shoulders here. It's just moving the head forwards and back. Okay, so all of that puts some movement through the neck and the shoulders, which can relieve tension there. If you want an extra stretch, or a couple of extra stretches at the end, for the muscles that we're looking at through the neck and the top of the shoulders, have a go at these. But again, listen to what your body is telling you. So this first stretch, I'm going to turn towards one shoulder, look down towards my armpit, and then pivot my head forwards. And you can see, and I can certainly feel, that stretch down the side of the neck there. And again, if this shoulder is rising up, just put a little bit of gentle pressure on there. And again, here, you can hold that stretch for anywhere between 12 and 30 seconds, depending how it feels. When you're starting out, I would start at the lower end of that range and gradually build up as it eases. Okay, to come out, look back down to the armpit, up to the side, and come to the middle. So it's a bit tricky, that one. We'll do it on the other side as well. So I'm going to support my shoulder, relax in both shoulders, turn to look towards the shoulder, down towards the armpit, and then turn my chin forwards to feel it up the side of the neck here and into the top of the shoulder as well. And then to reverse that out, I look to the armpit, up to the side, and back round to the front. So another nice stretch that can help to relieve tension across the back of the shoulders, I call the beach ball hug. And literally all you're going to do is bring your hands out in front and just overlay the fingers. So we're not going to squish the finger joints. Just let those shoulders relax there, because as soon as you reach forwards, the temptation is for those shoulders to come up again. So let those shoulders go. Now imagine there's a big beach ball in your arms there that's inflating. So as it inflates, it takes your hands forwards, that chin can come forward slightly, and you get a stretch across the top of the shoulders. And keep breathing throughout. And this one again, as with the previous stretch, hold it for at least 10 seconds, particularly if it feels tight, but then gradually increase the time up towards 30 seconds. Now, when you release that out again, just come to that position where you can again open those shoulders back, really relax them down and sit with the head on top of the body. So have a go at all of those. You might just try the odd one and then build onto it, but see how it goes for you and let me know how it feels. Hope it helps. Bye for now.